You are watching The Guy Dawson Show at the World Center of Broadcast Media, WCOBM.com. And it is a privilege to have two of Guy's angels in the studio again, Renee Adams to my right and the illustrious Quan to my left, as well as Maxine Tran. She is a credit expert and a good friend of mine. Oh, I wanted to make an announcement, by the way. We started to make arrangements for the next event today.
Thank you. Yes. Yes.
As you'll know, if you watch this show on a regular basis, I'm always looking for an excuse to throw a party. It doesn't take much for me to find an excuse, and so we've decided that we're going to get together and go over to Streetcar Po' Boys. They are the caterer for the event that we did, the launch party a couple of weeks ago. And we have an excellent Creole and Cajun restaurant.
Absolutely.
Would you have any jambalaya?
Oh, this is so delicious, man.
Oh, well, jambalaya is not one of my specialties, so I passed on that one.
Peach cobbler? They had peach cobbler.
Yeah, they had peach cobbler.
Peach cobbler, jambalaya. They had cornbread. Anyway,
they
we're going to be all getting together. It is a Businesses with Heart event. Businesses with Heart is one of the expo events that we put on a regular basis. We partner with the nonprofit organization Hearts Alive Village to put on these events. They're mixers and expos for businesses here in Las Vegas, and so we're really looking forward to getting together. We're going to be doing a live broadcast of the PR Connections radio show from 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock at Streetcar Po' Boys, and then we'll be doing a mixer from 11 o'clock to 2 o'clock. We're also going to be filming segments of it to be incorporated into the Guy Dawson Show. If you show up down there for the event, you'll be a part of history. And you'll be a TV star, and we have our roving reporter. Renee will be there. She's going to kind of be conducting the interviews and things that we do throughout this mixer. So we encourage you all to come on out and be a part. It's going to be a free event. There's going to be meal specials. And
meal specials?
Yeah, you'll get to see stars from WCOBM and Vegas On That Radio, lots of businesses. It's going to be an exciting day, and we'll be keeping you up to speed over the next couple of weeks on the happenings of the event. So, ladies, we have another party.
And again, just come on into the live chat. We're definitely watching, so we want to speak to you all. So definitely join in with us, and let's talk. Let's have a conversation.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, because we have a credit expert in the studio.
Absolutely. Yes.
Maxine, I know you from conversations that you and I have had that you had personal reasons for why you got involved in financial education services.
Yes. A little bit over 2 years now. My son and myself, especially my son, product of identity theft.
Oh, wow.
Student going into college, and 25 states of identity theft.
Ooh.
And you know how when they go into the college and all these creditors are I wouldn't say victimized, but trying to get their attention.
The tables where they're been there.
Yes, and I think that he just applied one or two, and then I guess when they press, they pass these social securities around. You just never know where it's going.
Oh, wow.
And he got denied, and then he was like, oh, probably because I'm a student.
Right. Yeah.
And he had a job, and I thought, yeah, probably because you're new. And then he applied again 3 months later, still denied. He's like, okay, this is getting kind of weird because I have a job like a year and a half, and it's consistent. And so we obviously we pulled the credit reports, and it was like a nightmare. He was in Chicago, Washington, Arizona. Yes.
Never been, right?
It was 22 states.
Right. So what does it take to clean something like that up?
That's like another day of our event, because it was
it's
like
an event.
It's a nightmare.
Yeah, right. Trying to prove that it wasn't you and all
obviously,
that.
when you first find out, and most college students, they don't pull their credit unless they're new and they're not very they don't know about how credit works. And so of course the obvious thing is you have to go to the police department and make a report, but you know what, there's a new rule that's implemented a while back now, but it's you cannot go to the police department and claim that you are a victim of fraud or a victim of identity theft.
So who is it that you need to go to?
You need to you need to do homework on those 22 states.
No way.
Yes.
Wow.
Homework on 22 states.
What do you mean by homework?
you have to hunt down the first creditor that destroyed that credit.
No way.
And then by the time you find out, they've sold it to Tom, John, Mary down the road, who knows who where, and you would have to have the original creditor. And by the time they've sold it to everyone, and I have to tell you, my first 24 hours, I almost had a breakdown because I couldn't even get to 2 or 3 phone calls with him.
So when you say that they sold, who sold it?
These companies.
The companies sell.
That's because if you haven't pulled your credit report, you don't know what's on it. You don't even know you're even a victim of fraud at that point
exactly,
yet.
yeah.
Until people usually find out when they're applying for credit, buying a car, a home, and for him, he was a college student applying for
so
that.
it went to collections basically.
Yes.
So that's when the selling starts.
Yes. And we've talked about that. And so I became an advocate for him. Yes.
And you learned a lot from
doing
that.
We had to learn the hard way.
Right,
but
yeah.
I have to say that it's been a good, almost 1.5 years just trying to restore a new credit. Imagine someone like myself who had great credit, or anybody has. It will take you like 4 or 5 years down the road.
And that's a good story for people out there that are hesitant about getting protection, identity
oh my gosh,
protection.
We'll talk about that for sure. And as a matter of fact, we talked to a man yesterday. He was telling me, "Oh, Max, I've got almost 900, but that's not even existing. Trust me."
I think is it 850?
850 is the max.
Okay.
And but he was saying that had 9, which is great. And he said, "You know what? I don't have identity theft." And I right there gave him an application, and I said, "Sir, it's not for me. It's for you.
Right.
And I'm coming from a place. My son had identity theft.
Yeah.
Please do it for you."
Yeah.
And you know what? He signed up.
Wow. It's
Right
just
there.
like car insurance. Before we had to get it, it was necessary really because you never know when you may need it.
Yes.
So it's the same thing.
Yes.
And a lot of people just don't get it because they don't want to spend the money.
You know what? It's
worth
like,
it.
I'm not, if you have a great credit score,
I want to protect that.
$99 a year. $8.
That's all it takes.
That's 2 Starbucks.
Wow, that's right. That's right. That's a good point.
Good max.
That's a good point.
I wonder your name is Maxine.
To the max.
To the max.
But you do have a multi-level marketing aspect of it as well. You
we
can build
do.
your own team with
Yes,
FES.
we do. Yes, yes. So we have the educational side, and then we also have the marketing side. And we'll, I'm sure on many of those other events, it shows, we'll talk more about that.
Yeah,
You'll guide me.
the development of a team, and again,
Yes.
with credit being something that is so critical in our society today, to be able to, some of the things that you've talked about already that you can't even do without credit, it's almost as if you really can't avoid
No.
Right.
And now, I'm
having your
sorry.
credit report run.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, guy. I forgot. You go back. You can go to the police department, do a report, but it's not a stamped, legit report.
Okay.
And
Well, at least you
follow
can
me?
report it.
But
Okay.
they will not do anything.
They won't do anything.
until you get
Okay.
the approval from each of those
Oh,
creditors.
got it.
I wanted
Okay.
to, make sure that they
So
understood
you have to
that.
do the work.
Yes.
Yeah, and who wants to do any more work than we're already doing, let alone
call
going
Maxine.
around and
Yeah.
yes, get in
Call
contact with
Maxine.
Maxine. We're gonna take a short commercial break, and when we come back, I don't know what we'll talk about something, huh?
Good story.
Yeah. Good
Share
story.
with
We'll be
us.
back.
Passionate.
We'll see you in a few minutes with more of the Guy Dawson Show.